Good morning, everybody. It's time for Morning Manna. And this morning, I want to raise the question. Got a problem? Well, who doesn't? Who doesn't? Got a problem? Check the promise. Check the promise. That's what we're talking about on this morning. And let me say it again. I don't know of anyone that does not have a problem. Even Jesus had problems and he was solving them. He said that the birds and the fish and the foxes, they have holes and all of that, but the Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head. He needed to pay his taxes once and told Peter, go over there and fish and see, can't we take care of this? So even Jesus had problems, and I'm sure you may as well. And this morning, got a problem? Check the promises. Check the promises. That's what we're talking about on this morning. And want to greet some folk on this morning and belated Happy Father's Day to all of the dads. To all of the dads, it was an incredible day yesterday. It's an incredible day yesterday. It was good at the 8 and the 10. We tried to record the 8 and had a my goodness had a technical problem and could not record it, but hopefully it has been recorded, and those who were there at the 8 o'clock, as well as the panel discussion that we had at the 10 o'clock. But at any rate, I want to ask the question, and you can put it in the chat area. Got a problem? I don't know anybody that doesn't, whether they consider it big or small. There is always something that says I need to have some resolution with respect to the things that I'm up against. Well, check the promises. Check the promises. Check the promises. Now, I know you probably thought I was going to have something to say about the convocation starting on tomorrow. Oh, yeah, of course I do. Of course I do. And we're ready for it. And I hope you are as well. At 12 noon today, the prayer warriors are going to be praying over the whole campus, from the entire campus. We are praying that God moves in a mighty way. And if you want to join them, please do so. I also want to just mention this to you. I want to mention this to you. One of our morning manna fam came up with a great idea, came up with an excellent idea, and I want to run with it. And I need your help, though, to help me to run with it. Her idea was that perhaps if you had a question, any kind of question, um, that you would record it, and it was like ask the bishop, if you will, and I would then, if possible, turn that into a devotion. I would actually show your question, video it, or show the video of you asking the question, and that would then spur the inspiration of the morning manna. What you think about that? Let me know, and if that is possible, we might have to set that up. I like that idea. Tell me what you're thinking. Let me greet some folk, and then we're going to get into the word on this morning. Got a problem? Got a promise. Check the promises. Good morning, Gerald. How are you? Ramona, how are you? Elder Jan, how are you? Leading the way in prayer on today at noon. Good morning, Valerie. How are you on this morning? Michael, how are you doing on this morning? Fawn, how are you? Bernice, how are you doing on this morning? Vicky, how are you? Brother Nesbitt, how you doing, buddy? All right. Diane, how are you? Thank you for the encouraging words. Thank you, Deborah, for all your serving and getting it together and all of that. Good morning. I don't have my glasses on. Pasha, there we go. There we go. It's kind of, getting a little old. What can I say? Good morning, Elder Chan. Thank you, Deborah, for really serving. You guys serving. Thank you so much, Jacqueline. How are you on this morning? Vaughn, how are you? Verena, how are you? Brenda is in the house as well. Pasha is here. Cynthia is here. Jewel is here. You know what? And Dan, the man, is here. Thank you for being on the panel. Great job. Great job on yesterday. Thank you so much. Ari, how are you? Tally is in the house as well. Marisa is here. Marcy, I'm sorry, is here as well. And Erica, that's right. I saw that little clip of you seeing your son off to another thing. Great parenting. Great parenting. I mean, great parenting. Really, truly persevering. resilience, all of the above. Pamela, how are you on this morning? Let me get a couple of more. Edith is in the house. Edith, you need to come to the convocation this week. I hope you are going to show up. Francine is here as well. Let me get a couple of more, and then got a problem. Anybody got a problem? Got a problem? I don't need you to share your business, but if you got a problem, check the promises. That's what we're talking about on this morning, Laura. That's what we're talking about on this morning, Minister Yolanda. Missed you on yesterday. Nate is in the house as well. Got a problem? I don't know anybody that doesn't check the promises. Check the promises. So let's get into the word on this morning. And I think you're going to be moved and blessed by this. Before I do it, though, I do want to just remind you of this idea that a Morning Manna fam gave me. It says, okay, what about, Bishop, if we recorded, did a little selfie recording of a question and you use that answer as a devotion? If possible, I'd like to try that. I really would like to try that. So I'll give you more details if that's what we're going to do. So let's go with the manna.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Manna, where in 5 minutes or less, you're going to get an impartation with the text, the talk, and the takeaway. Join the Morning Manna fam every weekday morning at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. Don't forget to put in the chat the revelation that you get and share the manna. Now, let's get ready to have some manna so you can make it through your day.
Got a problem? Like got milk? Check the promise. Check the promise. Here's the text. Numbers 23:19. The NIV translation. Follow along in the version of your choice. God is not a man that he should lie, nor the Son of Man that he should change his mind. Does God speak and then not act? Does he promise and not fulfill? Rhetorical questions, you know the answer. Let's look at the context of this with respect to problem, check the promises. Life has a way of magnifying problems. You sleep with them, you get up with them, you walk with them. Bills get bigger, diagnosis becomes scarier, relationships grow strained, and uncertainty can cloud our vision. Listen, yet throughout scripture, throughout the word, God's people learn that victory did not come from focusing on the size of the problem, but the size of their God, the certainty of his promises. Israel stood at the Red Sea with a problem, but God already had the promise that was 400 years old. David faced Goliath with a problem, but he trusted God's promise. Who is this uncircumcised giant that is saying these things about Israel's God and our God? Faith grows when we stop measuring our God against the problem as opposed to the problem against our God. So there's three things I want you to get this morning. Because if you got a problem, I got plenty. I don't know about you. The first thing is this: promise over panic. Stop it. Problems often create fear, but God's promises create faith. When Peter stepped out of the boat, the storm was still raging, but the word of Jesus was what caused him to come forward in the midst of the storm. Don't let panic preach louder than God's promises. Put it in the chat area. Don't let panic preach louder than God's promises. Two, I don't know who I'm talking to this morning, but if you got a problem, let's talk about the promises. Promise over pressure. When problems comes, there is a pressure that comes with it. The pressure you're feeling daily when you go to bed, when you wake up, the pressure of that, the Pressure you're feeling today does not cancel God's plan for your life. It doesn't. I often tell people when I do panels with them and everything, I say, if you're feeling nervous, if you're feeling panic, if you're feeling any kind of pressure, understand that that has nothing to do with your knowledge of answering what we're going to talk about. It's a natural physical reaction to the moment. Take a deep breath, inhale his spirit, and exhale his confidence. Joseph experienced betrayal. He experienced slavery. He experienced imprisonment. Yet every setback was moving him forward into the promise. A lot of pressure, but it's always moving you into the promise. Here's the third thing I want you to get: promise over perception. Promise over perception. What you see is not always what God is doing. The Israelites saw giants, God saw promised land. Martha saw a dead brother, Jesus saw a resurrection. When God's promise and your perception collide, trust the promise. Trust the promise. What's your takeaway this morning? Your problem may be real, but God's promise is for real. Your problem may be real, but God's promise is for real. The Lord be with you today. May His face shine upon you, give you peace. Share the man. If it bless you, bless somebody else. Don't keep it to yourself. And I'll see you tomorrow morning with more Morning Manna and the beginning of the convocation. Don't you dare miss it. God bless you. Bye now.